nobody. There are people walking on this planet that you need to leave the fuck alone. They don't bother nobody. They don't ask nobody for shit except reciprocation and love. Leave them the fuck alone. If they are nice to you, don't cook up some fucked up reason to be mean to them, because what's going to happen is all heaven and earth is coming for you. Does that make sense? And they don't have to do anything. That is for someone who's actually watching this video going, oh, whatever. Okay, that person that you are messing with, I promise you, you need to leave them alone. They are highly protected. They are highly protected. They are highly gifted. And the fact that they're highly gifted and needed makes them twice as much protected. Leave them the fuck alone.
First, I'm gonna pause it right there. First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah Kadash, double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Honors to the Israelite foreigners. From the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. Like I said, I was gonna do this show. I'm gonna do it separate. I just want to right there what she just said, and I'm gonna play the rest of the video. Because what she said, she dropped a mouthful. And even there's an unspoken rule in the streets of any place. You don't fuck with the quiet ones. You don't fuck with the humble ones. Why? Because they always automatically said those are the worst people that will flip out. Because they on a carnal level. They see things in a carnal way. But she made a beautiful statement. I'm going to back up what she just said. All right? Because those individuals that are special, they're not ordinary people. We, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, was put on earth not to be ordinary. Right? We're not put here on earth to get along, you know, even though before we knew our purpose, the Lord always made us different from the rest of our families, friends, whoever. All right. But one thing for sure, if you of the elect, there's one thing that was granted to you that the world doesn't have, which is a pivotal point to any man that served Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, or any woman. All right. And I'm going to break it down real quick. Ecclesiastes 1:14 says, to fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. So that is a gift. Fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to put that fear in us. All right. And we didn't know what it was, but one of the main things that, and I'm gonna prove it, one of the main things that proves that you fear the Lord is how you treat your neighbors, right? How you treat somebody else. Like she said, you treat somebody good and they think that's a sign of weakness. And all you doing is what the Creator created you to do. The level that you think, the mindset that you have is not a mindset, it's outdated. We have an ancient world, an ancient spirit. You treat your neighbor as you treat yourself. Why? Because if you don't do that, you fear the Lord. You fear what the Lord's going to do to you. Am I lying? So there's certain things, certain traits that a person may have, and the world may count it as weakness, but in reality, that's their strength. And that strength is backed by not their physical attributes, not their physical pride. Pride is that strength comes from the heaven. This is why the scripture says, I'm just going to quote some Psalms 44 and, hold on, let me get that real quick. I'm going to play the rest. I just had to get this out of my system. I'll get that too. Psalms 44, I believe, in 10. Or forgive me, popped in my head. Nah, it's in this chapter. It says, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Did I misquoted it? Yep, I misquoted it. Oh, do no harm. Oh, Psalms 105 and 15, saying, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Now, matter of fact, let me go up. It says, Psalms 105 and 12, when they were but a few men in number, yea, very few, and strangers in it, when they went from nation to another, from one kingdom to another people, he suffered no man to do them wrong. Yea, he reproved kings for their sakes. And that's before that was talking about Israel. So the attributes of an Israelite is what? It's harmless. That's why Yahushua said, be harmless as a dove, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Why? Because a dove escapes. A dove is humble. So when you humble, all right, you're humble, you have a greater force with you. It said he suffered no man to do them wrong. Yea, he reproved kings for their sakes, saying, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. So right there, it shows you, all right, the Lord fucking with one of his is the worst thing you can do. Going back to this, it says, Ecclesiasticus of Sirach 1 and 14 says, fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. She hath built an everlasting foundation with man, and she shall continue with her seed. To fear the Lord is the fulfillment of wisdom, and filleth man with her fruits. She filleth. Hold on. Now second up there. Salakia. Oh shit. Hold on for a second. My mic is. Salakia. I was having problems with the mic, and it says, "Oh, was I?" Verse 17. She filleth all their houses with things desirable, and garners with her increase, which is wisdom, right? This thing is actually. And it says, the fear of the Lord is the crown of wisdom, maketh perfect peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are gifts of the Most High, and enlarges their rejoicing that love him. Wisdom reigneth down, skill and knowledge and understanding standing, exalt them to honor that hold her fast. The root of wisdom is to fear the Lord, and the branch thereof is a long life. So the fear of the Lord is not cowardice. It's not a thing of, tough. Fear of the Lord actually is a smart move because it comes with a certain attribute that the world can't grasp. All right, now I'm gonna get it. What was who cares? Psalms, I'm gonna use this one, 34:7. To back up what that woman said. It says, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. So you see why the fear of the Lord is important. To make a statement like how she made, which is a beautiful statement, she just showed us by that statement, by that wisdom that she has, and understanding that the humble of this world, the people that are humble, fear the Lord. This is why they have the heavens backing them. Okay? And what proves that they fear the Lord is how they treat their neighbors. How you treat a person. Somebody's hungry, you give them something. You don't try to scam somebody just because. You know? Most people have the zeal of the Lord, but no understanding. They may not keep the law, statutes, commandments 100% or close, but they certain attributes that they have great attributes, and that's what the Lord considers. All right, like this person is a good, what the world considers to be good. Only one is good is Yahweh, but this person have good traits, and one of the best traits this a person has is the fear of the Lord, which embodies what guardians. So she was right on point. Going back to this now.
That's a great motion to the chart. All you have to believe in yourself. 97% you believe in yourself. All right? You got this? You got it. You can feel it in your chest. All right? Click the link in my bio.
And this is the second time I've seen this. I didn't know that was a woman that is lost, but even her in wickedness, showing that the spirit of the Lord. Shit, man, it's crazy. The Lord uses people. Certain people have certain attributes, and what the scripture says is in Job. I'm gonna get in anyway, but the beast can sense certain things about people. You know, beasts they're connected, and they can sense a person's attention. Like the saying, if you got a good heart, they can sense that.
This is what happens when a bison meets a black man from America. Somebody look at this. He toes right up on him. Might be a female.
Beast, bro.
I want one. Where's bro at?
Alright, bro.
Just dapped him up. Look at that.
These are the heart-stopping moments a grandfather was attacked.
And now you're gonna see the difference. All right, which is hilarious. So we are truly God's chosen people, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? The Creator have created us to be one with Him. Even the beasts recognize that. This is why things operate in a certain manner. Some people may have this skill set, which is a beautiful thing, acknowledging your creativity. Everything that Jake touches, I mean by Jake, the same group of people, is for the benefit of mankind, so to speak. Everything. All right, like the internet, created by a Nigerian brother, right? What did he study? He studied bees. He studied bees. So he studied animals in order to make something with information to go. Everything that we do, we touch, it benefits mankind. On the flip side of things, everything that they touch doesn't benefit mankind. And what we're seeing right now, we're seeing that nature itself is rejecting this man. Okay? Because of the violence and the evil intent that this man has. And going back to this real quick before it continues, because it's going to go into real quick. I seen it was an old video of an Israelite girl, 5, 6 years old, talking to animals, and they're just sitting there, just listening to wild animals. Because we are the chosen people of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and just it's just the tip of the iceberg. Because when all hell breaks loose, that same protection that that woman was speaking of is going to be on the elect of the nation of Israel. That's what the scripture said. Then shall it be known who are my chosen. Job 5:14. Nah, Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, meaning he's going to feed his elect. All right, he's going to feed you. You that fear the Lord, that fears his name, that try your best. All right, the Lord's going to redeem his elect. This is in war from the power of the sword that shall be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shall they be afraid of the destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shall they be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Right? For they shall be in league with the stones of the field. And look at the word league. It says Hebrew word bar yat, covenant, alliance, pledge between man, treaty. So not only are you going to be in league with the beasts, the stones, what stones is talking about, the precious stones. So nature itself is going to be in league with the elect of the nation of Israel. And we're going to have, I had Genesis, I'm not going to go to it. You're going to have that Genesis spirit. You're going to have that Noah spirit in that time. And you know, animals know how to sense things. So when you have animals coming to you, shit, even insects coming to you just randomly, don't think that is the Satan or something like that. A lot of times, because your spirit. See, we have the spirit of the Creator in us. So those that carry that spirit, the beast is looking at us for what? They looking at us. Are you gonna now? Oh, let me get it. I completely just now hit me. Romans 8 and was it 17? I think. Nah, Romans 8:19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestations of the sons of the Most High. And everybody that have some sort of testimony of beasts doing something which is abnormal when it comes towards a potential man of the Lord, the hopeful elect. I have plenty of experience, and it shows you that you have a high, good level of spirit because why? You fear the Lord. I'm not. The idea is not to sit there to be high-minded. It's to be humble, and fear of the Lord is the number one trait. All right. So the world is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. They can't wait for that spiritual power. Hey, we want spiritual power. Guess what? Everything and everyone else wants us to have that spiritual power. How about that? The other nations, they want Israel, the true biblical Israelites, to have that because they know it's already in us. We have that aura. All right. I was watching, what was it, Doggy? I forgot this guy's name. He do be doing the interviews just like Vlad, but he does, he does decent interviews. He just do a lot of Tupac thing. But he had an interview with Charlie Baltimore, a female rapper from New York, and I was listening to it, and she gave her testimony when she met Prince, and she said Prince and Michael Jackson, when they come in the room, they have like an aura to them, all right, amongst stars, amongst these people that is putting out television to look upon because their greatness. They said she said that they had auras, all right. Can you imagine? Well, guess what? The elect has an aura over them. They have this vibration, this like something about them is outstanding, and the world hates them for that. And the difference is the world is not gonna accept you. When I mean the world is not, it's talking about the people of the world, but the beasts, all right, everything else, the spirits, everything else, they know. That's why when Hawashai said to his disciples, matter of fact, I didn't have this in play. Luke, I know it was in Luke. Uh, oh, that book. Right. It says Luke 10 and 20. It says, notwithstanding, matter of fact, let me go up. It says, behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, literally, and people that has demonic spirits on them. All right. That's spiritual power. So we already have these attributes. It says, hey, when we speak this truth, it's like a cure-all for the sickness of the people. And it says, and over all power of the enemy, and nothing shall be by any means hurt you. Right? Because what? Because they obey. All right. Testimony time. I remember it was one of them. Yeah, I was walking one of my dogs. This is way back. I'm not gonna say where, but I was walking my dog, and as I'm walking my dog, I used to have an issue on the block with this other dog always barking, but it is what it is. Always barking at not me, my dog. And that's how dogs look. So one day I'm walking the dog. I believe it was on a Sunday too, and the dog was loose. So the motherfucker dog went after my dog, and I was like, fuck that. I didn't give a damn. So he jumped at my dog, bit him. This is way back. It's not recent. Kind of, no, I don't even think he bit him. My dog was fighting back, blah, blah, blah. Two pits, and anybody that know about pits, when they lock in, they lock in. But he didn't get to lock because I hit him, and then I stopped hitting the other dog, and I yelled at him with power and force. I kid you not. I said, get the fuck out of here. I screamed on the dog. When I screamed on him, it's like that dog felt my spirit, yo. He backed out. He was backing. All right. Now he's loose. He has nobody to control him. And then it was because it was in the corner, and the people who was in the corner store saw it, and they ran inside the corner store. I'll never forget that shit. And I told the dog, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I screamed on it. Man, I felt such anger, and that dog felt my spirit, man. That dog looked at me, and then he ran off, and not a scratch on my dog. And that's something I don't fuck. I don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with what I got. But that's just a quick testimony. Like we have power. We have power over these. We have power over these spirits. And that dog had a spirit on him. And when that spirit left that dog was like, oh shit. I'm not talking my own horn, but we have literal power over beasts, right? It says, notwithstanding, in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. So everything in heaven, on earth, knows who's who. Okay? That's why you don't, you rather not fuck with people, things you just don't know. All right? In this world we live in, for 100% fact, they fuck with the humble. They fuck with the wrong ones. And this is why, I'm sorry, I gotta get that real quick. I'm all over the place, but hey, I enjoy doing this. Revelation 20, I'm sorry, not 20, 18 and 20. It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her. And this is the exact reason why America is going to be destroyed. All right? America's going to be destroyed for what they have done unto the servants of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay?
Come up, look at that.
These are the heart-stopping moments a grandfather was attacked by a bison at Yellowstone National Park. The dramatic video posted online by a professional photographer shows a bison, which can weigh more than 1,500 pounds, charging after the 65-year-old, flipping him into the air. You see the man and his grandchild stop to take photos of the bison. Seconds later, the massive mammal then charges, chasing the family around trees before the man is thrown multiple feet into the air, seriously injuring him. Another video shows the bison.
And what does that mean? That means that man's spirit was completely off. All right? That man's spirit was completely off. And I remember brothers testifying of going to zoos. One brother, I can't remember, Slovakia. I think it was a brother in, was it Denmark? I can't remember. He said he went to a zoo. And then when he went to the zoo, was it either an ape or a gorilla saw him, sense his spirit, and pretty much bow to him. All right? These beasts know who we are. These beasts know exactly who we are. Not only the beasts, also plants, everything. And they're crying out, and then and they're gonna loan strength onto us when that time comes. Because their acknowledgement strengthens our faith. Sometimes you may be down in the spirit, and a random bird just might come. That happened before. Like, what the hell? It's another testimony. You just gotta pay attention to the sign. There was a death of a relative that happened, and this is heavy. And then when that relative passed on, then like that, the rest of the family was like, "Yo, there was a bird outside," and ever since person passed, that bird was there. It's like, a word? It's like, yeah, go outside. And it was some random stuff. So the next day I go to my relative's house. I kid you not, the bird was outside. Not only was the bird outside, the bird, like, he came and like he knew me. I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, I'm always talking to any animal. It's like it was responding back. And we don't, it's like you don't raise the bird or anything like that. It just did that. But it did it every single time until that particular person passed on. And then one day the bird was not there no more. I even named the bird, the bird came to us. But it just shows you, like, even at their lowest point, the Lord may send a beast, right? But when it comes to these people, these Edomites, even when the Lord send them something, they still find a destructive way. And this is why the beasts are reacting, because they sense the maliciousness that comes out of these people. Animals know, right? Scriptures tells you, real quick, I'm going back and forth. It's all good. Job 12:7 says, but ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. So you're supposed to study what they call nature, right? You could literally talk to a beast, and you may think the beast don't understand. They understand exactly what you're talking about. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee. Who knoweth not in all these that a hand of the Lord have want these? And why? Because the Lord is behind it. All right, the Lord is behind it. So when that time comes, we're gonna be. If we're part of the elect, man, why do you how about Shem Yahushai? And the world is gonna know it. You're gonna constantly know it. Hey, some brothers be seeing signs of 144 a lot, which is a sign. And whose hand is the soul of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So Yahweh will send beasts to protect, to guide you, to do whatever is necessary. But like I said, on the flip side, you got these clowns.
Seriously injuring him. Another video shows the bison running past tents at a campsite before the incident. The grandfather is lucky to be alive. Millions of people visit Yellowstone every year to see the park's famous wildlife. Unfortunately, this is not the first time we've seen bison charging tourists. As for that 65-year-old, he was hospitalized and is recovering from his injuries. Now, Yellowstone National Park warns people to keep at least 25 yards away from bison at all times. And if too close, you are warned to retreat immediately.
I first was taking pictures of the bison approaching a group of boys who really weren't instigating anything. They weren't too close. The bison charged the boys. They scattered. And then the bison ran into a campsite of a young couple, forced them away from their dinner, and then just started rolling in the dust and just very agitated. And then he sat down and he was looking towards the road. And that
why was he agitated? Because it was surrounded by devils. That's why he was agitated. It's quite simple. Even pigeons, yo. And pigeons are all over the place. And it's hard for them to get agitated because they're so accustomed of people. But sometimes it be certain spirits walk by, they're like, hell no, I'm out of here. Which is a sign,
where the two victims come into the scene behind the bison.
How fast did all this happen? Was there something in his behavior where right after that white truck passes, he jumps up and he seems to just specifically aim for the grandfather and his grandson?
I wish there was, and I've been around bison quite a bit, lived in Montana for 35 years or so, wow. I would have called this one wrong. I thought that they were safe, and I was really surprised because you see that pickup truck ran in front or drove in front first, and I thought the bison was going to get angry at the pickup truck, and I was really surprised when he went after the people.
So when this happens, though, the bison actually has contact with a human being, and this man is flung up into the air. And as I said, thank God he is recovering. He is injured. He broke his femur in multiple places, but he's going to be okay. But then what happens? Does the bison just, what does it do?
Yeah, so that was the scariest part of the whole thing, because the bison, wild animals in general, if they're not going to want to eat you and they attack you, it's because they're usually being territorial, or they're trying to eliminate some kind of danger. And so once he hit the grandfather, and the grandfather was laying motionless on the ground, he was looking for some other threat. And what I was worried about is that he wasn't going to find any other threat there, so he was going to go back to the victim and really do him in. I stopped filming, ran over there, and a bunch of other campers ran with me, and we hazed the bison away. He ran off, and then the victim was on his side. He was complaining of really severe pain in his leg, and the first thing he asked is, "How is my grandson?"
So that was just nothing but an old fucking devil, and he got back at him. So we could clearly see the difference. And it's the Wadi Yahweh Shah. With that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.